Hi, I'm Jo. Welcome to my channel. I've got another live reaction with KJ today, and I can't remember whether it was Instagram or whether it was YouTube, or I can't remember where it was. And I've missed the start of it because I was watching it, but I realised that it was taking a turn and I quickly screen recorded it. So we pick it up where somebody has actually challenged her for exploiting her son, and so she's reacting to that and wanting to know that her justification is that she hasn't shown him, she's discussed him, and so how is that, using her son. So let's pick it up and see where this takes us.
How is it the same? If I'm not posting him doing things in videos, it's not really the same.
But you're using your son and his illness to try and get people to follow you. You're doing lots and lots of videos about it. Of course, people are going to ask you questions about your son if you keep putting him out there.
So my son showed up on my channel by walking into the room. I still don't think that's the same as him being on my channel.
Of course, there's no problems with your son coming through. In fact, I'm sure people would love to interact with your son. However, you've made him a taboo topic unless it benefits you in getting more subscribers or more views on your channel. You keep saying you're not going to be a family blogging site, yet you keep talking about your son and his disabilities and his illnesses. I'm not saying it's not hard. Being a mother is hard. Being a mother of a child with special needs is even harder. I take my hat off to you. However, I don't like being mum shamed because my children don't have disabilities, and you've got a child with disabilities, and yet you can be on the internet all day and I can't.
Liz, Eileen, would you like to go live?
Now we get to the fun bit, because now she says to somebody, would you like to come on live and have this conversation with me? And at least twice the person she calls out says, yes, I'll do that. I've got to go to work today, but I'm free this evening. Get back to me with a time and I'll happily come online and chat with you. And if you watch the comments, she repeats it 2 or 3 times, and yet it's ignored. I don't think KJ expected somebody to actually take her up on that offer. But just watch. It just gets totally and utterly ignored.
Lauren says, are we supposed to ignore the fact that she's a mom and has a son with special needs? It's a huge part of her life, and she chose what's to be shown. Kids are blogged from day one.
And she starts reading the comments again, but again, only selected comments. If you got something to say what you need to say, then look at your comments. A lot of the YouTubers who do live streams do that. They say what they need to say, then they look at the comments, or they answer a question and then go on to the next comment. They don't flip-flop or have the topic of their live change according to what the chat says.
And no, this can't change overnight. But I feel like we can make this better. We can work together. The hate would have to stop for...
So right here, you can just see that somebody has said, don't get distracted by comments about your son. You were talking about something. In fact, she never actually gets to the point that she was going to make. She was talking about, I think, how she was going to make the channel better, and it just got distracted and it just became a hot mess.
I apologize if I ever made you feel sad about that. And I feel like I've been doing a lot better at covering that topic without being hurtful. So I appreciate that feedback.
Here, once again,
because it was my dog.
The
that
viewer
was in that room.
says, hey, in case you've
That's
missed
not a
it,
lie. And
I
here's the
said
thing,
to pick
if
a time
people are going to continue
and
to say that it wasn't
so
my
we can
dog
have
that
this
was in the
this
room,
chat together.
you're not listening to the truth.
But it was
or the
never
facts.
picked up on. It was never dealt with. It was just
But if
totally
you
and
don't
utterly
want
ignored.
to listen to the truth or
And
the
you can
facts,
see
then
her
you just wanna
face
say we know
change
better than you, that doesn't
several
change anything.
times. The comments change.
Really. If you're gonna say we know it was in, were you at my
and
house? Is that how you know? Like, my son was not
yeah,
in that
I
room for
mean,
10 hours.
it's just a downward spiral from here. It just, she keeps
Not to mention,
apologizing,
whoever
she
called
keeps
me
saying
said
she's
they closed the
changing,
case
she
because
keeps
nothing
saying
happened here. And my son has
yes,
nurtured
she
here.
keeps saying that, she keeps justifying herself. A couple of times I thought she was going to end the live. But as I said, we never got to the point of what the live actually was about.
So the person that had ASD, I had no idea had autism, and I wasn't trying to mock their sensory issues about M&Ms. But I have said repeatedly that anyone that comes onto my channel, if I'm eating or drinking, and I'm starting this now, if I'm eating or drinking and it upsets you, then perhaps you don't watch that stream, because sometimes I will.
I guess the easiest solution would be to understand that people are triggered by eating and drinking, and set a timeline for your life and don't eat during that time. Eat before or after. I don't think people have issues with drinking. I think it was the fact it was M&Ms, and the whole issue with that was the mocking that went on. It was the whole attitude and the way that that was handled. And I saw that live, and I actually switched off at that point after that moment, and that's when I literally unsubscribed, because I just realised that if somebody was really that insensitive, then they didn't deserve my subscription. Okay, so now we're going to get another version of the story with Frida and her husband in the room, because my understanding was that they were in there for the whole day from one of the other retellings that she told, but now we've got another version, so I'm really getting confused as to what to believe. And I guess this is why people keep pressing, because there hasn't been a consistent story yet.
Yeah, it is hard for me to sort out who's there for real and who's there to stir up.
Feel free to comment below and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that in another live or another video that she did, she said that Frida was actually very anxious and liked to be around her, and Todd had to be in the room to calm her down while she could do her filming. So I'm not sure what to believe, but if you can remember that or you heard that, let me know in the comments below.
But I don't know how Christy... I don't remember who she was. I don't know who she was. Honestly. And just because someone...
So you can see that somebody said that they came to watch because she was going to talk about the directions of her channels. And I don't know how many minutes we're in, but we haven't even got there. Not mentioned. As I said, it's like... I'm going to talk about what everyone's talking about in the chat.
No matter what I say or do, are just going to be upset. And if you're not here to have a constructive dialogue and you literally just want to yell and scream at me,
I haven't seen anyone yell and scream at her. I haven't seen anything in capital letters. And in fact, somebody did offer to have a chat with her. But she ignored it. So, you know, people want answers. People want
to be mindful that
to find out what is going on. I know that another live, she was talking about Reddit was not truthful and unreliable, but that's where everyone's getting their information from, and they're starting to see that there's inconsistencies here because Reddit has the videos. So there's a real issue here.
I'm going to continue to eat, and I'm putting that out there, but I definitely shouldn't have been rude to that subscriber. I agree. I should not have been rude to that
yes,
subscriber.
finally she's admitted she shouldn't have been rude to the subscriber, but she's adamant that she's going to keep eating and drinking during her lives. If you notice that during this one, she's only had a drink.
But I sincerely
She hasn't
apologize
needed
to that
to
person for
eat.
being rude.
A drink is fine. There are a lot of people that are telling her that they used to be members and they're no longer members, and they want to try and give her a chance. They want to have reasons to reactivate their subscription, but they're not seeing it, and they're telling her this. But she's very, very, very defensive, and it's, as I said, this is a hot mess.
That's what I am doing. Yours truly is I'm treating everyone with kindness, regardless if they're trolling or not. That's literally what I'm doing now. But I'm just trying to figure out what I can do moving forward. So I have to go because I have a video that I'm about to upload.
So now everyone's being referred to as trolls. So if you don't agree, you're trolling. And here's the first out. I've got to go because I think she says I've got to get some content up. But this will go on for a little while longer yet.
Well, Christy, if you want to talk offline about this, that's fine. I'm never going to please everyone.
Now she offers somebody else a chance to have a conversation because they took exception to being referred to as a troll because they were a loyal subscriber. But again, they unsubscribed due to
and I agree it is in the tone.
Something that had happened, and
my question is,
trying to get some answers.
On my larger channel, because I answered a lot of these criticisms before on my smaller channel.
So now she's talking about doing one of these Q&As on her larger channel to try and put everybody's minds at rest. But then she's reminded that she said she wasn't going to have drama on that channel, and that this is drama. So it's very, very confusing.
I don't know what might be a reason why they don't want me to eat M&Ms. Have I made mistakes and been snarky?
So now we're back to, have I made mistakes? Am I human?
I've had a lot of hate. I've had a lot of trolling.
Yes.
Which has made me
I
sometimes
think
feel very defensive.
she needs to realise that the problem that she's got at the moment with a certain court case has to do with past actions, not what she's doing currently or in the future. It's the past actions. There's been a lot of people hurt by past actions, and she's got to find a way to heal those people.
We all have to move on.
And ignore, not just saying, have I done this, have I done that? Yes. There has to be a way that she can sort this out. And someone else has said that, her husband made a rude comment in a live.
M&M gate, I know, right?
Towards somebody else as well. So there's lots of things that have happened. And yes, she's trying to turn over a new page and trying to show that she's changing. But she also has to understand that there's a lot of hurt, a lot of things that have happened, and I think she needs to just get her story right and stick to it.
Someone doesn't have if somebody isn't being positive or has critical feedback, to not call them names, and I will call that out. But I can't move past this if every time I try to move forward, something new is brought up. And so I want to get to a point where we can move past this. I want to get to a place where there isn't this hate or misunderstanding or frustration. And
I think the first thing that you can do is be honest and truthful with yourself. It's obvious that stories are changing. So get your story straight. Be sincere in your apologies. Approach them privately.
People come for that too.
And be sincere. Be honest. Own up to the behaviour and the action that occurred.
Yeah, my mods are told not to call them names.
You said in another live, which I didn't record, that you didn't need to apologise to Unirock because friends don't do that. Friends don't do what? docs
if
in
you're,
their friend
I'm never
server.
gonna be
You're right,
like,
they don't do that.
able to be everything to you guys.
And the problem is that
And today,
all
when
the
I did a live
evidence
stream,
is
I
there.
did start by saying, I'm going to be doing a live stream,
Owning
and
up
because I'm putting my
and
makeup on, I'm
admitting
going to
to
be
it
drinking coffee
is
and
the
water, and if
first
that
step
bothers you, you might not
of
want to
people
watch this.
taking you seriously. So if you want it all to go away and all to disappear, being honest and truthful is the first space to go. And then somebody actually has the audacity to suggest that maybe she write the content and somebody else does the face of it, and she's not having that
And I'm not
at
going
all.
to stop my channel because people are mad. I'm not going to quit my channel because people are mad.
But, you know, there are lots of just suggestions. Someone says, well, have everyone submit their reasons for why they no longer support you. And that's an interesting idea. Katie, I'm mad at the way that you're speaking to everybody. So, you know, maybe things haven't changed.
See, here's the thing, Christy, is I'm being nice to you, and
So
now you're running off
you
and
can
acting angry. So
you
this is
can
the
see that
frustration.
people are actually calling out the behaviour. And you can see that she's scrolling backwards and forwards, looking at all she's making sure she's reading and taking in each comment. And then she just disappears and she goes. Just like that. So let me know what you think. Is she going to change? Is there going to be change? Is there going to be more drama? I didn't catch the next live. I apologise for that. I wish I'd recorded it because, again, that was another train wreck. But we seem to keep getting train wreck and train wreck and train wreck at the moment. Her better content is her pre-recorded stuff, and I would just like her to stick with that at the moment and just start listening to what everyone is saying to her. Take a step away. But now that she's got 2 channels, she seems to be spending more time. Between the 2, she'll go do a live on one, then a live on another, Instagram, and keep going like that. I don't know what to make of it. What do you think? Comment below.